guys, how's it going? And welcome to our full-fledged review on the Fender Squire 20th Anniversary Edition MA-1. Don't get too excited. It's a flop. It is Fender's worst disgrace ever. Okay, now I didn't buy this thing because it was a 20th Anniversary Edition. In fact, I didn't buy it anyways. I did a trade deal. Same thing, I guess, too, right? There's already money put out. Thing is, don't get too excited here. This thing is not jazzed up the way it should be. If you go on Fender's website right now and you look up 3/4 size guitar, you'll find an MA-1 up there, which is their current selling model. And you will notice some extreme differences. Okay, number one, and it really makes no difference, satin or gloss, but it does have a gloss finish. Okay, really makes the wood pop. It will have an inlay on the 3rd fret, which this one does not have, okay, nor was it even attempted to be put in. It will also have really nice machine heads on it. Good machine heads, really good quality machine heads. Okay, this one, that's a different story. Now, the rest of the guitar is exactly the same. They use the exact same wood in both guitars, okay, same bridge and same saddle. Okay, same fret material, same fret bars, okay, same rosewood fingerboard, same bridge, same abhorrent crappy plastic pegs. These are the worst I've ever had the privilege of using in my life on any acoustic guitar I've ever owned. Okay, and I've owned some pretty crappy ones too, and they had better pegs than this. Has a plastic strap pin. That is disgusting. No secondary strap pin. Of course, I pick on this on every guitar that doesn't have one from the factory. For a reason. When you put a strap here on the nut, it puts a lot of force this way and a lot of force this way, okay? And it can put force this way, and you will, over time, wreck your guitar. If you don't believe me, try it out. Over time, it will destroy your guitar. My son is actually in that position right now because the guitar he has, now he did get it used either way, but it was used with a strap here and it's destroyed the guitar. The neck is shifted, the body's been twisted because of it, the whole thing. I have personally done this myself on guitars before I learned about where the strap pin belongs, okay? Either here, here, or somewhere in here, or back in here. One of these spots is where a strap pin needs to be installed. Otherwise, you're wrecking your wood, man. You're not going to have a guitar. And it'll knock you in and out of tune as you're playing too, because a lot of guys do that whole movement thing around, you know, type of thing, and you're whacking your guitar. It's like having a built-in whammy bar that you can't control, okay? And at the same time, it's destroying your guitar. So, if you don't believe me, do it yourself. I don't care. It's up to you. It's your stuff. Anyhow, this thing is a disgrace, and it's a disgrace because it's not what you would expect to see out of a anniversary edition guitar. Okay, now they did an awesome job with the wood. Beautiful, beautiful wood. Okay, beautiful sounding guitar too. You know, even for its size, it sounds awesome. Okay, they did really nice work on the bridge, nice work on the fingerboard itself. The frets have some edgings that they didn't quite get the burrs out of completely, you know, so they didn't take much pride there in making sure that was absolutely smooth. They put really crappy tuners on this thing. These are disgusting. I hate these tuners, and I hate the open back ones even more. The only good tuners that are worth their salt, even if they were $10, are these tuners here, and this is what you will get on the new MA-1. You'll get this style of a tuner. These are the good stuff. Okay, that's what should be on every single guitar. Fortunately, it doesn't happen. But an anniversary guitar is supposed to be beautifully done, beautifully crafted, you know, smooth as glass, you know, good machine heads on there, okay, etc. The list goes on. Metal strap pin should be there. Another one should be installed here. They go all out. Now, I've played on anniversary edition Fender guitars, okay? So I know what they can produce. I've looked up anniversary guitars from a lot of manufacturers, and they just go all out on these things, you know. I had the personal privilege, honor, whatever you want to call it, of playing on a anniversary edition of a Strat that I could have owned if I only could have been able to play it, because it was right-handed, and I only had to do a couple of songs with it. And it was like, damn it, you know, I'm prepping. I'm a left-handed player by nature, which you're going to see, okay? But I'm going to give you a little tour of this thing. Okay, it plays nice, it sounds nice, you know. Now, I had to set the neck on this too, okay? It took 3 different shots to set the neck. I ended up in the end with this one anyways, because they won't all be set up the same way, with 3 full revolutions of the truss rod in order to set the neck this low. And this neck is set so low that when you do your neck test to see, you know, what kind of bow is in it, because there should always be just the slightest of an upward bow in a guitar neck. You push down here and you can go to the 12th or the 15th. Take your pick. I don't care which. All right. Now I'm going to stick my pick right on top of a fret, okay, because this measurement is the bottom of the string to the top of the fret wire, okay. So I'm going to stick my pick here. Just got to get that to stay. And just go to the 12th. Okay, now with that, I'm going to pull this out. I am actually lifting up on the string just to get it in and out of there. Okay, now the thickness of this pick is a 0.38 millimeter. So figure that out in thousandths of an inch or whatever, but a little bit of a visual. That's how thin that pick is, and it's literally pushing up on the string, and I don't get any string buzz. So, even though they didn't do such a hot job on the edges, they did a beautiful job on the frets, they did a beautiful job on the neck. The woods they used were really good choices. The bridge, the saddle, the bridge, well yeah, the bridge and the saddle. But the bridge, saddle, the nut, all really good, you know. I have no arguments with that stuff. They did a wonderful job. And by getting the neck set down nice, I don't have to hardly push on these strings that hard. And I have no callus yet. Okay, I've just started to, you know, do more right-handed stuff because I've got a right-handed electric, but I wanted to go with an acoustic because I find it difficult for me to strum properly with a right-handed electric because I'm a lefty player, okay? So this is actually going to make my life a lot easier, but I do find I do need a fuller sized acoustic because I mean this is a little small for me, and once I master what I'm normally supposed to be using for a guitar that fits me right, well then I'll be able to play this without any hassle whatsoever, you know, so. But for, you know, 4 days of banging around on this thing, and my wife's been playing it too, and she's picking up the guitar again, so she'll be using this for quite a long time until I can either find a trade deal or afford the cash to get her one that's just a little bit bigger, okay, because she does need something that's just a hair bigger, but otherwise she is doing quite well with this. When you compare that new MA1 that's on their website to this thing, I mean, it's the bling, this is the barf, and yet this is an anniversary edition. Now, I didn't get it for the fact it was an anniversary edition, I just got it for the fact that it's a guitar, it was said to be in mint condition, and the guy was willing to do a trade deal, because right now I have no money, okay, and with Christmas coming I have even less money. So, you know, it's kind of, you know, and I've got stuff to trade, that's the thing. I've been doing a lot of trade deals. If you guys have been checking my channel, I've been doing a lot of trade deals since the summer. You know, getting rid of a lot of stuff I don't use anymore or whatever, you know, and changing things about what I want to do for, you know, the rest of my life here. And so I'm, you know, 80% of my channel at least is now focused solely on RC, but there's also music involved too, because I put my own music into my videos now. Not every video is going to get them, but you know, a lot of them. But I'm also teaching guitar on YouTube now, full time. I'm, you know, teaching the piano. I'm learning, and I'm teaching as I'm learning, which is actually a new method for me. I actually questioned whether or not I should do this, but it's actually going pretty good so far, because now me and the person watching my video, we're both on the same page, same level of experience, and that's actually a really good way to do things, right? And you know, because on the guitar, I am the superior and the beginner is, well, they're not. So, and a lot of people feel intimidated that way, you know, and they shouldn't, really, to be honest. Anybody can get to the same or a higher level than somebody else with time and practice and dedication, and it's discipline too. You gotta force yourself some days to just keep at it every single day. Like, I'm learning right-handed guitar right now, you know, and only after, you know, not even a week, I'm already here. So, I mean, and I think I'm doing really well, you know, considering, you know. Now, I did mention I was a left-handed guitar player, okay? By nature I am. And here's my left-handed guitar, okay? So, yeah, I know how to play guitar, right? So I'm a lefty. But I want to learn both ways, and I have a lot of reasons for that. But as far as this thing goes, it is a very good player. So if you do pick one of these things up, whether it's an anniversary edition or not, you will be happy with the way this thing plays, okay? Once the neck is set up. Till then, ooh, it's going to hurt the fingers, babies. Okay, so be aware of that if you're buying a guitar even this size or this model for your kid and you expect your kid to learn, make sure that the music store has this for about a week, because it will take at least 3 days. Well, it took 3 days for mine, depends on how much the action's out, but request that the action be set at the extreme lowest point possible without causing fret buzz. And then this way, I could pretty much give you a 95% better chance that your kid is going to stick with it, because if the action is set too high on any guitar, they quit. Even adults quit, okay? And so if the guitar is not set up right, that's a problem, you know. And I mean, this is an inexpensive guitar, even in the non-anniversary edition. The non-anniversary edition guitar of this model actually sells for $117 and upwards to $170 online. I have no idea what they go for in stores. In fact, I am going to be going to my music store at some point and seeing if they actually have the regular MA1 in stock, because I know they do carry Fenders. And I'm going to see, because I would like to have a good personal look at it myself, because I've only seen it on the website, but I know from the specs that matches this thing. You know, the specs are all the same, except that new one has the third dot inlay on it. It has the better machine heads, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if it has a glossy finish or a satin finish, but that will, by the way, affect sound, having glossy versus satin. I actually find that an acoustic body resonates better with absolutely no finish on it, and any pro guitar builders that I know of, and one that I used to know personally while he was still alive, he actually taught me that the guitar gets suffocated a lot when it has a finish on it. So he would put a type of a sealant on the wood that would actually be better for the wood, you know, because you don't want nothing on there for protection. But no lacquers of any kind, period. And the guitar sounds awesome. So, Kevy tried this once, and I took one of my guitars back then, this was back in the 80s, and I stripped every stitch of finish off that guitar. Everything, right down to wood again, okay? And then I played it, and I was like freaking amazed. That guitar sounded so beautiful. The wood could resonate and move better, and it just came alive, right? So a satin finish actually is a really good finish to have on a guitar if you're going to have a finish on it, because it's still going to allow that wood to resonate and vibrate properly, you know, for about, I would say, 90%, you know, as opposed to a thicker gloss coated finish that actually keeps everything basically glued in together and tight and snug, you know, because that actually makes the guitar more tinier, you know, other than the fact, I mean, the saddle does affect sound, and so does your nut, yes, but even that finish does too. And I mean, I noticed that with my Denver guitar. You know, it has a very glossy finish, and it's a thick glossy finish, and I'm running Diodario strings, which are tinny as it is, and they're still actually, I think, the original strings, because even I haven't changed them yet, but they're still pretty tinny. But part of that is I have a plastic nut and a plastic saddle on there. That's one thing that keeps the tin levels up, but also the fact that it's a very glossed up body, and I've noticed that on any of my guitars that had glossy bodies, they would be tinier. But if I was to run a bone nut and a bone saddle, okay, or even simulated bone nut and saddle, that's not plastic anymore, okay, that toned things down more. So as the strings got used, you know, they would lose a lot of their tin, and it would just be so much smoother and nicer sounding, you know. So I mean, that's a lot of things affect the sound of a guitar, and we can go through that in other videos. But is this a good bargain? Well, the new MA1, like I said, it's the cheapest one is 117 bucks, and to me, okay, I can accept $117. It is a guitar after all. I don't care the fact that it's made by Fender. It could be made by Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, and it's still a good guitar, okay? And it plays extremely, extremely well once that action is set down nice. And it was well made. I mean, Indonesian model, that's fine. Now, I didn't know Fender made Indonesian guitars, like guitars in Indonesia, until a YouTuber told me the other day that, you know, well, of course I knew from in here, but I had no idea previous. But he said that the Indonesian guitars, which is what I didn't know, were the better ones over China. And because I knew that Fender made China, Mexico, USA, right? Those were the three main countries. I didn't know they started branching off into Indonesia until I got this. And so I didn't know what the Indonesian guitars were really like until the guy on YouTube mentioned it, and I was like, cool. So we got one up from China. Now, I don't really care if something's made in China or not. My Denver guitar is made in China, and I had to set the neck on it, and that's all I've had to do to it, really. And the thing just plays so beautiful. It's got great solid frets on it that'll probably won't wear out for years to come. And these are the same way. These frets are not going to wear on you. They're a very good hard fret, you know, so they're not going to wear. They're not going to dent too easily, you know, which is a nice benefit. But if you're looking at the 20th anniversary edition, a good price for this thing, considering the flop on it, I think it's still worth about 50 bucks, you know. With or without a case, it's worth 50 bucks. Now, I got it with a soft case. I got it with some picks. I got some, you know, books with it. I got a tuner with it. I mean, it was a nice little package deal, you know. But it was a trade deal too, and you know, it was based on a higher value than 50 bucks. Now, I didn't know that much about this thing at first, and I really could care less. The end result is the same. It is still a very nice playing guitar, and I'm still very happy with this guitar. Would I do this again, even knowing what I know now? Sure I would, because it is a nice playing guitar. It just means I got to change the machine heads on it, and I got to change out these punky pegs. Whoops. I got to change out my strap pin for a metal one, and I got to install one here. So I'm going to spend a couple of bucks. Now, you can get some really good machine heads out of China for about 10 bucks for a set of 6. you know, slap those in. Pegs, they got pegs, they're dirt cheap and they're well made. Slap those in. Strap pins, I think there were, well, the one side I was looking at, you get a set of 2 for like $3. You know, boom, boom, install those, away you go. And you got a really kick butt instrument, you know. So if you pay 50 for it, well, 10 bucks for that, so 10, 13, 14, so you're gonna spend maybe 20 bucks. So altogether you have about a $70 investment to get a really sweet guitar, and it'll be the equivalent with improvements, okay, over the regular MA1. Now the MA1 from Fender's site, yeah, it's worth 117 new, but used guitars are not worth as much as people like to think. I only used it for an hour or two, so your point is it's a used guitar. I got no warranty either, you know, because I didn't buy it from a store, I bought it from you. So whatever warranty you have, it's not transferable. So guess what? There goes the value. Okay, it's used, period. There goes the value. Okay, so, you know, and these are not that rare. These are popping up all over the internet for sale for 20th anniversary editions, and people are asking between $100 to $200. Okay, $100 on eBay gets you this same guitar. Okay, exactly the same, and with a busted string. Woohoo! And of course, you know already, if it's got a broken string, it's been used. Okay, that's not light use. That's either stupidity somewhere, you know, from over-tuning it or playing it too hard. You broke a string, okay, and the strings are now going to be really old. So now you got to, you know, cough up about 10 bucks for a set of strings, right? So there's more money before you can even play it. Oh, wait, you got to have it set up too, don't forget, unless you can do that yourself. And I should actually do a tutorial video on how to do that. The thing is, you know, it does need to be set up out of the box. It does need to be set up even if it's a used one, because most people don't get them set up and they just go ahead and play them and think they're okay, or, oh, I don't like this, so I'm just going to sell it off. And, you know, the thing is a lot of people will sell off a really beautiful guitar that there's really nothing wrong with it if you just took the time and have it set up or set it up yourself, you know. It's good, you know, I like it. I don't regret the deal, that's the thing, and that's what you gotta understand. I'm knocking on this thing as the worst disgrace ever that they've done, but I'm also knocking on it for valid points to knock it for, okay? And I don't just, you know, disgrace an item because it should be disgraced, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's, when you have some real experience with anniversary edition guitars from companies, and then a company puts out something like this, and their standard model that's current selling is way better, you gotta kind of like really wonder what went wrong, you know. So yeah, that's, sorry. Well, actually, no, I'm not sorry, but you know, the thing is, you want to know the truth, I'm going to tell it to you. You get it straight up out of me, you know. It's real, it's honest, this is the way it is. You can go to Fender's website, check out their new MA1 and check the specs. You know, check out the guitar, check out the machine heads that they give you with it. You know, go do your search for the, you know, selling prices. And, you know, and even a regular MA1, that thing would be, as a used guitar in absolute mint condition, $75. If it's got any kind of fret damage whatsoever from use, well, the price goes down, and so would this. This, I say 50 bucks mint, okay, absolute mint. 50 bucks is what this is really worth realistically, okay? If it had any kind of fret damage on it or whatever, goes down lower, okay? Getting frets replaced is really expensive. So if you get a beat up, worn out 20th anniversary, it's a wall hanger at that point, because you're looking at $20 to $22 a fret average to have them replaced, unless you know how to do that yourself. And I'm actually going to be learning that skill myself eventually too. Anyways, that's it. That's all of the good news and all the bad news. So the bottom line, I still recommend the guitar, either way. Don't pay much for it, okay? And if you're buying it brand new, don't pay more than 117 bucks like it is online. Anything more than that, forget it. You can get better guitars for the same money. In fact, I'll guarantee you can get better guitars. My lefty here is a Denver, and they do make 3/4 size guitars from Denver. This is a $140 guitar. Now that's 140 Canadian. The prices I'm telling you for these things are American dollars. This is Canadian, 140 bucks all day long. And this is a sweet rig for 140 bucks. Especially now that I got the action set really low. Okay, in fact it's almost too low, but it's borderline. But that's the way I like it set, and I'm still into the good. I still got that just an ever so slight bow. So anyway, final star rating, alright, I'll give it to you. A big whopping, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this, and I'm going to be generous. I'm not going to be too much of a jerk about it. Because it is a really nice playing guitar. Okay, it really honestly is a nice playing guitar. I'm going to give this a good solid 3.5 out of 5. Okay? With the recommendation based on if you do buy this thing, whether it's a 20th anniversary or the regular MA1, alright, because they are virtually the exact same guitar, minus an inlay and good machine heads, alright, get it set up, get the neck set up properly, and it takes about 2 to 3 days depending on how many times that neck has to be cranked on, because you don't ever force a neck all in one go. It has to be done in stages, otherwise you can wreck the guitar. And some guitars like this one needed 3 full revolutions. Most guitars that I've set up, maybe a half turn, maybe 3/4 turn. I've never had to turn one quite this far, but I did, and it's staying solid now for the last couple of days. So yeah, it's good. But as long as you get it set up right, you will definitely be really happy with this guitar. I know I am, even though it's a like I said, it was a disgrace as an anniversary edition. And in case you want to have a refresher on the sticker inside here, okay, this is a 20th anniversary edition Fender Squire made in Indonesia. So take the information for what it's worth. As always, don't ever stop at my channel. Check out other reviews online, see what you can find out. I found other people playing the MA1 on YouTube, so hey, it's a player, but that's all I could find. And I review everything anyways, regardless if there's reviews of the same stuff anyhow. But I've gone through this with a fine-tooth comb inside out, did my homework and research everywhere. Wow, was that a lot of late nights. And this is what I've come up with for you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.